In the world, over 350 million major surgeries take place each year, and half of these are to treat cancer. And the technologies available help doctors towards minimally invasive surgery, but they fall short because they don't let you see what's below the surface. And that's critically important when you're trying to remove cancer and make sure you're preserving as much as possible of the healthy tissue. At Optical, we're working on a medical breakthrough that's called Optical Biopsy. And with our product, we can see individual cells inside of tissue in real time and in a completely non-invasive way, so there's no cutting and there's no additional waiting time. The technology was invented over 10 years ago by my co-founder, Professor Jeannick Rowland at the University of Rochester.
It's kind of this ability that you could, with light, probe beneath the surface of tissue, for example. And so you could imagine that if you could see below the surface of tissue, you could, for example, skin cancer, you could look at that. You could also do colposcopy, for screening for cervical cancer and those kind of things. And it was at a time where personally I had an experience where I needed to have a biopsy. And actually that could have caused me to lose my child. I was actually pregnant at the time, and I didn't know that. That was also the time where I saw those first images. And so for me, it kind of connected the dot. I'm like, if we could really do this optical biopsy, could really actually save lives, in fact, in that very experience that I had personally.
This technology used in conjunction to guide surgery, it can lead to better outcomes. It can lead to less invasive surgeries. It can lead to more effective treatment and taking care of the cancer all in one shot.
We are two women in science that are co-founders, so it's kind of unusual. I think that's a fantastic, perhaps, example for the women to realize their potential as well, because none of us, Christina or I, really originally had this grand plan. It's just kind of the ecosystem of innovation and trying to really get the technology out to the world. I think that's what kind of launched us into becoming entrepreneurs.
I was very fortunate in ending up joining Professor Rowland's group. I've been constantly inspired by her as a scientist, and we try to show an example of the kind of impact that women can have on science and on society by doing what we do.